The sun cast long shadows that Sunday. May 9, 2021, began like any other day in St. John's, Florida. Families prepared for Mother's Day, children played in yards, and a sense of normalcy hung in the air. But by the time the sun set, a darkness had fallen on the community, a darkness that began with a disappearance. 13-year-old Tristan Bailey vanished. Her family's worry soon turned to terror. A search began, frantic and desperate. Hope dwindled with each passing hour. The community, once full of life, held its breath. They waited, prayed, and feared the worst. Tristan Bailey was the epitome of youthful energy. A cheerleader, she radiated a vibrancy that touched everyone around her. Her smile could light up a room. Aiden Fucci, just 14, lived in the same world but seemed to walk a different path. Classmates, neighbors, their lives intersected in the seemingly ordinary routines of adolescence. They were seen together the night Tristan disappeared. Surveillance footage captured their images, walking side by side into the night. It seemed like an ordinary encounter, but this normalcy was a facade, a prelude to the horror that was to come. The discovery of Tristan's body on May 10th sent shockwaves through St. John's. The wooded area, once a place of play and exploration, became a crime scene. The details as they emerged were too gruesome to comprehend. Stabbed 114 times. A life extinguished with unimaginable brutality. 49 of those wounds were defensive. She fought back. A 13-year-old girl facing a horror no one should ever have to confront. The community reeled, the image of Tristan's vibrant smile forever shadowed by the knowledge of her brutal end. Aiden Fucci quickly became the prime suspect in the tragic case that shook the community to its core. The evidence against him was mounting, and it wasn't long before law enforcement had enough to make an arrest. His arrest, however, revealed a chilling aspect to this already horrific case. The details that emerged were not just shocking but deeply unsettling, painting a picture of a young man with a disturbingly cold demeanor. One of the most disturbing pieces of evidence was a selfie taken in the back of a police car. This wasn't just any selfie, it was a snapshot that would haunt everyone who saw it. In the photo, Fucci flashes a peace sign, his face betraying no remorse. The image was jarring, a stark contrast to the gravity of the situation he was in. It was as if he was completely detached from the reality of his actions. The caption accompanying the selfie, "Hey guys, has anybody seen Tristan lately?" sent chills down the spines of investigators and the public alike. It was a callous and heartless message that showed a complete lack of empathy. His social media, a window into his psyche, revealed further disturbing details. Posts and messages that were once overlooked now took on a sinister tone, providing a glimpse into a mind that seemed to revel in chaos and darkness. Videos on Snapchat showed Fucci smiling, seemingly unconcerned, as he talked about being in a effing cop car. His demeanor was chillingly casual, as if he were completely unfazed by the gravity of his situation. The mask of normalcy had slipped, revealing a chilling indifference that defied explanation. It was as if he was playing a role, one that he had rehearsed many times before. The lack of emotion, the casual attitude, and the disturbing social media posts all pointed to a deeper, more troubling issue. Investigators were left to piece together the puzzle, trying to understand what could drive a teenager to such cold-blooded behavior. The community was in shock, grappling with the reality that someone so young could exhibit such a chilling demeanor. As the investigation continued, the community came together to mourn the loss of Tristan. Vigils were held, and people shared their grief and disbelief. The case had not only shattered a family, but had also left an indelible mark on the entire community. The courtroom proceedings would eventually bring more details to light, but the image of Aiden Fucci's chilling demeanor would remain etched in the minds of all who followed the case. It was a stark reminder of the darkness that can sometimes lurk behind a seemingly normal facade. Section 5. Pieces of a gruesome puzzle. The evidence against Fucci mounted with each passing day. Bloody clothes, discarded in his home, a testament to the brutality of the crime. The murder weapon, a buck knife discovered in a nearby pond. Its broken tip, embedded in Tristan's scalp, a chilling reminder of the violence inflicted upon her. His own mother, Crystal Smith, became entangled in the web of evidence. Surveillance footage captured her washing what appeared to be blood from Fucci's jeans. The attempt to conceal evidence only deepened the horror and pointed towards a calculated coldness that defied explanation. Section 6. Justice finds its way. The weight of the evidence was overwhelming. Fucci's initial denials crumbled under the scrutiny of the investigation. Friends revealed disturbing details of his fascination with violence, his fantasies of killing and mutilation, his practice of stabbing motions with a knife. On February 6, 2023, Aiden Fucci pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. The court, recognizing the heinous nature of the crime, sentenced him to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years, a small measure of justice for a life cut tragically short. Section 7. Scars that run deep. This chapter delves into the profound and lasting impact of a tragedy that has left an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of an entire community. The community of St. John's and Tristan's family will forever bear the scars of this tragedy. The loss of a young life full of promise and potential has cast a long shadow over the town. The streets, once filled with laughter and joy, now echo with a somber silence, a constant reminder of what was taken away. The pain of her loss is immeasurable, a wound that may never fully heal. Friends and family gather, their faces etched with sorrow, their hearts heavy with grief. Candlelight vigils illuminate the night, each flickering flame a testament to a life extinguished too soon. The community stands together, united in their mourning, yet each person carries their own private anguish. Her mother, a pillar of strength amidst unimaginable grief, believes Fucci is beyond rehabilitation, a chilling assessment of the darkness that consumed him. She speaks with a quiet resolve, her voice steady, but her eyes betraying the depth of her pain. In the courtroom, the family sits, their faces a mixture of anger, sorrow, and disbelief as they confront the harsh reality of their loss. In a poignant tribute, one of Tristan's siblings dropped 114 aqua-colored stones into a jar, one for each stab wound. Each stone, a symbol of the violence inflicted, clinks softly as it joins the others, creating a haunting symphony of grief. The jar, now filled with these tokens of remembrance, stands as a silent witness to the brutality that shattered their lives. A visual representation of the brutality inflicted, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring impact of senseless violence. The memorial, adorned with personal items and heartfelt messages, serves as a place of reflection and solace. It is here that the community comes to remember, to grieve, and to find a measure of peace amidst the turmoil. The engraved stone, with its simple yet powerful inscription, speaks volumes about the love and loss that permeate this place. The pattern of stones on the ground, carefully arranged, tells a story of a life cut short and the enduring legacy of a young girl who will never be forgotten. Section 8. Searching for answers in the darkness. The question that haunts everyone touched by this case is why? What could drive a 14-year-old boy to commit such a horrific act? The judge, during sentencing, described the murder as cold, calculated, devoid of the usual motives like greed, revenge, or passion. Some experts point to a potential undiagnosed mental illness. Others speculate about the influence of violent media or a troubled home life. But ultimately the answer remains elusive, lost in the labyrinth of a young mind consumed by darkness. Section 9. A reminder and a plea. The tragic story of Tristan Bailey and Aiden Fucci serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary lives. Tristan Bailey, a vibrant and promising young girl, had her life cut short in a senseless act of violence. Aiden Fucci, a peer, now stands accused of this heinous crime, leaving a community in shock and mourning. This incident has not only shattered the lives of those directly involved, but has also sent ripples of fear and sorrow throughout the nation. It underscores the importance of vigilance, of recognizing the warning signs of potential violence, and of fostering a culture of open communication and support for our young people. Parents, educators, and community leaders must come together to create safe spaces where children and teenagers feel comfortable expressing their fears and concerns. By doing so, we can identify troubling behaviors early and intervene before they escalate into tragedy. Open dialogue and active listening are crucial in building trust and understanding within our communities. This case is a plea for understanding, for compassion, and for a collective effort to address the root causes of violence in our society. We must look beyond the immediate horror and ask ourselves what drives such acts of brutality. Is it a lack of mental health resources, societal pressures, or perhaps a failure in our educational systems? By addressing these underlying issues, we can work towards preventing future tragedies. Community initiatives, mental health support, and educational reforms are essential steps in this journey. We owe it to Tristan, and to all victims of senseless violence, to learn from this tragedy, and to work towards a future where such horrors are never repeated. Let us honor their memories by committing to change, by advocating for policies that protect our youth, and by fostering environments where empathy and kindness prevail. Together we can build a society that values life and nurtures the potential of every individual. This is not just a call to action but a moral imperative that we must all embrace.